Video is intended to describe a prototype submersible bath beam light tech derivative construct named Serenity. To join me on this dissertation shall be my trusty whimsical stick figure chakra map for various chakra stimuli based on this Powerpack seen right here in correspondence to transference to the human auric field. So without further ado, I'll discuss the Powerpack seen right here, which is highly contingent for the prototype concept of a bath beam, which has been developed to essentially have a very positive energy transference to a body of water that's contained, such as a bath, to make an atomical serenity structuring of the water while taking a bath to truly make it an aqua alchemy experience by concept and design. And so the aspect right here, before I tackle the Powerpack, I'll discuss the aspects of the jar that is completely submersible for this prototype, which means it can be put in a bath without worry of leakage. That would perhaps, of course, degrade the Himalayan salt right here. That's quite contingent for the concept to serve as a contained, consistent purification of the emanation of this guy right here, particularly if, of course, a hot bath is involved to work as a heat agent to generate the heat salt, which is, of course, quite in vogue in this timeline, are salt lamps for exactly that purpose. So it's another way, of course, to keep the contained unit always in a high peak purified efficient state in a closed jar such as this that indeed is submersible and completely waterproof after extensive testing. And to support that narrative as well would be the 3 salt crystals seen right here with a couple little loose rose quartz to, of course, be a nice little homage to divine love resonance as a little extra feature, not quite terminated to the Powerpack apparatus, but yet very appropriate to add to a jar. So now, the Powerpack itself. So of course, this would be a derivative of something called the Serenity ratio, which is highly contingent on the primary blade band of lepidolite and clear quartz in a closed loop sequence. So the aspect of clear quartz makes for a very lovely neutral amplification of other frequencies in a closed loop circuit. Then you combine that with lepidolite, which is a very high lithium potassium based crystal, which brings perhaps among the most soothing vibrations in the mineral kingdom transferred through the entire emotional nervous system body that I can get my hands on. Hence, the aspect of Serenity most certainly has the stones to back the archetypal name. So that's exactly why that is the primary blade band, working as a containment field recirculation for all the other auxiliary sequences seen right here, which have been terminated to the blade face of this little construct to basically be a very well engineered super serenity inducing healing frequency emanation to be transferred throughout an entire bath. Starting off with the restoration ratio seen right here, these 3 crystals essentially work as a holy trinity of utilitarian master healers for the light body. Hence, these 3 together have been in quite the prolific distribution at this timeline, and they've been incorporated here. With the seraphinite, the Tibetan black quartz, and the star argonite all working in their own individual ways to be full light body spins from top to bottom to dismantle any patterns of dis-ease. Hence, they have the same stimuli function, yet are technically 3 different specimen frequencies of full eunomic light body healing capacity. They work fantastic as a holy trinity for very dynamic, deep soothing capacity in all the bodies, which is going to be very, very restorative. Then right here, this would be red jasper to stabilize the root chakra, the most quintessential stabilization of the earth frequency in the mineral kingdom, which is very advantageous to stabilize the seraphic, soothing, healing, serenity vibrations through a bath, for example. Then next to that would be shungite, a crystal of black-gray carbon-based nature that is quite in vogue and quite famous for the acclaim to mitigate 5G harmful wavelengths we contend with as a modern species. So that goes a very long way to also be a carbon-based, just like our carbon-based avatars, deep atomical transmuter at a very high capacity, particularly in conjunction with all the other crystals, which is very, very indicative of a crystalline entity, of these being the organs, generating a base vibration just in the hardware. Then right here would be amber. Though not technically a mineral, it is prehistoric, primordial tree sap that's been petrified, that has been long utilized as a talisman of transmutation, filtration, once again, in a very solar, sunny disposition of purifying negativity into positivity. as well as black tourmaline, which is another famous black ray crystal for the claim of deep transmutation of negativity into positivity by high yield bypassing of the root chakra and the earth stars into the earth forward processing. Then right here would be Larimar. Larimar is a very fantastic blue ray crystal of oasis of calm capacity, which works very nicely with the Serenity archetype to be a quintessential goddess 5th and 6th chakra student of extreme soothing oasis of calm capacity. On the back side right here, this would be a little bit of hematite to further ground the excess radial energy through the root chakra into the earth stars, into the earth forward processing, as well as provide a common ground for the exotic, soothing, vibrational concentration seen in this power pack. Then right here, this would be the core of the device, technically, starting off with the oak from Sedona, Arizona, which is a very good carbon-based strengthened wood based on its dense atomic wood as a hardwood, which also brings another further transferability to the carbon-based platform of the physical human avatar, at least for now, to work as a way to transfer the silica crystalline energy into further deeper resonance to quite simply make the magic real and compatible resonance with the human field. Then right here would be black kyanite, which is the most quintessential rapid transfer of black ray crystal in the mineral kingdom I get my hands on, literally at the speed of quantum light, to disperse and ground energy very, very quickly through the root chakra, through the earth stars, into the earth forward processing at the quickest ratio possible in the mineral kingdom. To work also as a tremendous contingency to make the magic real by actually grounding the seraphic energy, soothing seraphic energy I should say, through the entire field into tangibility of the earth plane. Then, last but not least, this right here would be selenite, which is quite the integral, crucial component for every construct due to this integral feature of being a tremendous clearing of the 6th, 7th, 8th non-physical chakras back to one's Godhead, stellar gateway, all that things like that nature, for unimpeded connection between the higher self and the conscious self, which is already very ridiculously advantageous to chronicle in that capacity. Then with that high frequency induction also makes for a tremendous transmutation of stagnancy burning through the entire field that is not of one divine resonance, which truly makes it by itself a master healer. But why it's quite integral to discuss on its placement is that all these crystals mentioned thus far in the 7.5 minute crystalline rant all run through a sequence. And so the selenite has the capacity to purify all of these crystals. It has the capacity also to amplify all of these crystals, but most importantly is bring harmonization and equilibrium to the entire frequency pitch of this little, relatively compact construct. So that, of course, is the big idea of the Serenity archetypal power pack seen right here to be quite the dynamic, master healing, deep soothing vibration. And the big aspect of what makes the bath beam a very ambitious, exciting derivative of light tech is the capacity to have this jar, like so, sealed, so that it is indeed waterproof, and just put in a bath. Quite simply, put it in a bath. Then, of course, the structure of the extremely peaceful vibrations that are being consistently purified by the salt transfer through the entire body of water, such as a bath, to provide an idyllic, soothing containment field transfer via water. Hence, water is the most receptive of the elements. And being in a body of water that has ideal, soothing vibrations that are quite dynamic in healing, stabilization, scope, and scale could prove to be very advantageous. Well, I guess that would be it. 1,000 blessings, and may the force be with us all.